David, how are you? What do you think about this World Cup, which we have been following, even if we don't have a team from Africa?
Honestly, my money is on Spain. But considering how the refing and how the game sometimes can be rough, Argentina is also capable of winning it. But if I was to put money on it, I'll put my money on Spain.
In 2010, Spain did very well.
Yo, what's up?
How are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah, what do you think?
I think Argentina gonna take the cup because of Messi.
Right. Because of
Yeah.
Messi. Yeah, you believe in Messi.
Yeah.
Okay. I think so. Unaweza iekelea kichwa.
Ile kichwa. Yeah.
My name is Fred Osege. This is not a lecture. This is an introduction the way we have started it. And then it's around human agents, and whereby one of the members was interested on understanding the difference between human agents and gigs app. Human agents is different from gigs app. They are not the same thing. Most of us have grown up in different societies, maybe in rural places or in urban center. And when someone has grown in these two different environments, depending on the level of education of the parents, so they may be exposed to different beliefs, different opinions on how they should lead life. And most people end up leaving someone's decision. Like for me, when I was growing up, unfortunately, I really didn't go through the normal societal knowledge. I have a minor disability, and when I was growing up, most people actually in my community knew that by the end of the day, I would be a corporal, someone who mends other people's shoes. And because of that, they had actually given me what I'm supposed to do. Are we together? Like for me, because I have a disability, I have a club foot, the best I can be is maybe to mend other people's shoe, repair. So while other students were saying, I want to be a pilot, I want to be a doctor, all those things, I really didn't believe in those ones. But then most of my age mates, they exactly knew what they wanted to be. And because of that one, they were given the things which they should do for them to be successful and to be able to achieve what they can be able to do. And most of those things revolved around academic excellence. Like you have to study, perform very well in academics, then to high school, a good high school, and then you go to university, and out of the university, you're going to get opportunities. Opportunities will come to you. And unfortunately, most people went through that one. And by the end of the day, they have gone through that one, they have graduated from the university, and they did not get opportunities at the university. And after going through that one and not finding those opportunities, now they are frustrated out here, living a delusional life, whereby someone made a decision on their behalf on what life looks like, and they followed that script, and that script is no longer working. One of the reasons as to why that script is not really working is something which we are going to have a discussion today. And the objective is to make sure that we, as we are here, we can be able to make our own decisions, and we live by the consequences of those decisions so that we can achieve our own lives apart from the scripts which we were given and we did not make it by the end of the day. I am building two startups at the same time because of reasons which I will explain to you later. But then I will have to start with WeDemo Africa and Gigs Up at the same time, because initially we wanted to launch WeDemo Africa first before Gigs Up. But then we realized that most of the people were not interested in career development or career readiness, but they were interested in opportunities. And that is why we had to launch Gigs Up later after launching WeDemo Africa, and it failed. But then we didn't stop there. We decided now to go ahead and present opportunities to people. And then once people come for those opportunities, we can take them through the career development. Most of you have heard about it, and some of you are still freelancing. But then there are a lot of challenges, and from the communications which have been sending to groups is around opportunities in freelancing. But today I decided that let's do the human agents so that we can understand what is human agents and what it means and what it takes you to have that agents to do something, because I believe it is very important for freelancing, having it in freelancing. These are some of the things which we are going to look on today: the low and high human agents, and then our introduction to WeDemo Africa, programs and approach, and call to action. So as I started, I told you, like, most of us have been living life someone's life decisions. So I want you to take a moment and think about it. The life which you are living right now, and maybe I will welcome some responses from you on, do you think like you made the decisions about the life which you are living right now, or you followed a certain script and you are living that script up to now? Maybe giving you an opportunity to just think maybe in 1 minute, and then you can raise up your hand and tell me if you think that either you are living the life which you have decided on your own, or you followed a certain script and still you are living that script, or you have just decided now, okay, this script is not working and I want to explore other scripts and see if they are going to work, or you will write your own. What do you think?
Okay, on my side, I'll say that I feel like freelancing is the best option for now, wherein you can find maybe different activities you can do that is based on your particular skill set. For me, for example, I have a skill that I am confident in and I am capable of doing. So instead of an office and sitting down from 8 to 5, I much more prefer to do what we call like targets or something, that you're given a target, you're expected to achieve that target, and you go on about your day.
Okay, so like for you, we can see that you made your own decision that I'm going to do this one, and then live with it, the consequences of freelancing. And then by the end of the day, I'm going to figure it out, maybe write another roadmap that I tried this thing, it worked, or it did not work. Can we say that one? Can we make that conclusion?
Yeah, I've been working in an office and I went to school, I have my degree, but it feels so. I think freelancing is the best to actually even grow my portfolio and actually even engage different people, get to know other different activities out there, not just one line.
This is interesting. I think with time I will be sharing my story because it actually aligns closely to you. When did you start feeling like that, and then you decided to make the decision now?
Last year, November.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Anyone else who is interested in sharing like how they feel right now? We are making our own decisions because there are so many things which have been happening and we question them, but then like we do not have an opportunity for us to just say them the way they are. Like, how do you feel? Do you feel like whatever we were taken through was right, or is it working? It's not working, and maybe there's something which you have done out of it. Yeah, that's what we're interesting. So that is it. For me, my story is different, and I think that is why I'm here to share my story. But I already told you guys that I was born with a minor disability, and people had already predetermined what I will be in the future, and I had actually accepted it. And I really didn't even work hard when I was in primary to be successful academically, because I knew that for you to be a cobbler, someone who repairs other people's shoes, you do not need to have a degree or go to high school. You just need to grow, mature enough so that you can start the business. But then I think my mindset started changing around when I was in grade 6, class 6 then. And then since that time, I've never stopped. I've been adapting with changes. When I discovered like, this thing, the way they were saying it doesn't work, I moved to the other one. I went to high school, now more confident that I can do more things. And then I went to high school. I went to Kenyatta University. And then, but all through, there are a lot of things which we're going through. And if you visit our channel on YouTube, you will find my stories there. I normally share my stories there. And I've also written a book known as the Urban Dreamer. This one, you can get my stories here. If you like stories, I wrote this story, I think last year, from my bottom rock accident, and then I could not be able to do anything. The only thing which I could do maybe speak, and I used AI to record my stories, and I recorded them here. And they are more biased into freelancing because I've been in freelancing world from 2015 through different platforms. I started with copywriting, then I went to ref transcription, and then I did Amazon Mechanical Turkey. I had a workstation where I was running all those businesses and other business along them. I've discussed some of them here. If you're interested in those stories, you can go and find them here. But that's not the thing for today. For today, I'm interested in human agents, the foundation of intentional living. Like when you decide, the ability to make choices and act on them intentionally, not just reacting to circumstances the way most people do. In simple terms, I'm not just controlled by what happens to me. I just save what happens next. That is what we mean by human agents. In a simple language is that you can decide what to do. You can influence your environment. You can take ownership of your actions and outcomes. That is all about human agents. Later on, I will be connecting this thing to freelancing. This is a technical specialty and a psychological readiness. And at WeDemo Africa, we are doing the same thing, preparing people to be ready for freelancing. And that's why I'm introducing this topic. So there are 4 pillars of human agents that all of us need to know. And the first one is making a choice, because they have lived that script for so long and it's no longer working, and they have decided to make a choice that the options which I was given, they were not working. Now I've decided to make my own choice, and I have made this choice intentionally, and I control it, and I take the responsibilities of the consequences of the actions which I have taken in this. In a simple language for freelancing, see, if you went to university, you graduated, you didn't get the job which you were promised that you will be able to get the job, then it means that you will have to make a decision. And that the decision which you will make now is what we reverse to a chance. Like, things are not working the way you thought like they would be working. And when you will be making this choice, you will be making it intentionally. You decide, then you move with purpose. That have decided now that this is the script which I was given and it didn't work. Now, this time I've chosen this one. Maybe I have met a friend who is maybe making it successful in this way, and they are willing to show me. Then you make that intentional decision that I am going to go with this choice. And then by the time when you will be making this decision, you must have a belief that you can influence the results. For instance, when I was coming to freelancing back, because I tried it in 2015, it didn't work. Under copywriting, there were no people who could guide you on how to do it. And if there were people, they were not within my network, because the people who were doing freelancing in 2015, most of them, they were doing academic writing, and those people were higher millennials. And by the time when you are joining the university, they are leaving the university. You don't have a network. And if you are coming from a community whereby we don't have so many people who like exploring, curious about other opportunities, you will find people who believe that I need to go to university, get a degree, and then go get a job. But then you're not going to get that job. Evidently, we can see that one, it is difficult. So once you make that decision and then you say you are going to influence the results, then it means like you're going to take the responsibility or all the consequences of your actions, whatever you have decided. You hone them and you work with them long enough in a way that if you are in something long enough, by the end of the day, an opportunity will find you in that space. That's what I believe. And this 4 now defines the human agents which we have been talking about. Making a choice intentionally, and then you control or you influence the results, and then take the responsibilities of the actions which we take. And I'm going to connect this one to freelancing when we'll be having subsequent sessions about freelancing on Fiverr, Upwork, or these AI platforms, because it is something which you take it, and then you own the consequences of the risk, and by the end of the day, you're going to make it or not. But evidently, you can see people who have decided to go into a space where there's no roadmap. They have decided to build their own roadmap. What does it mean, like low agents and high agents? In low agents, we normally say there are no jobs. So I am stunned. Like, if you follow the script and the script didn't work, then you get disappointed, or you just settle for what is available depending on your life circumstances. If you have a family, then it means like you will have maybe to move to Mujengo, because you have seen people who have gone to school actually doing those physical tasks which are very manual, and it's not bad, but then it's lacking options because there are no jobs, and then you are stuck. What is available? The next thing which is available is maybe to go to the affordable housing projects, and then you work there. Alternatively, because you have a skill, if you have decided that, okay, there are no jobs, I take these ones because I have the potential to do something which there are opportunities. The opportunities are there for us. So what you do is that you say, like, the jobs are scarce, I will learn a skill, freelance or build. the way we have been already told that he has actually decided that he's going to do freelancing because that's an alternative which is available. When you have a low HNs, you talk about the government. You complain that the government is not creating opportunities. I remember during the previous government, we were promised like 1 million opportunities for youth. We didn't get those opportunities. They didn't even reach 100K. And then we were complaining the government has not created an opportunity. Okay, instead of doing that one, then you will decide that, okay, the government's not giving us an opportunity. Life is not going to stop anywhere. Either way, life will continue. So what will I do? I will start where I am and with what I have. And the good thing is that as a country, I can promise you that we are doing better because I've been to in Ghana and I've seen how different governments operate, and as a country, we are doing very well in terms of access to the infrastructure. I'm talking about the internet, electricity, even the gadgets which we use for freelancing. In this country, we get them relatively cheaper than those countries which have gone. Okay. Another thing, when you have a low HNs, you are looking for someone to give you an opportunity. When you have a high HNs, you have decided, you made a decision, then you would say, okay, I would build the table I was never invited to. Because there is no table, there is no opportunity. So you will have to create your own opportunity, something which we are going to already discussing about it. And then, of course, there is a problem like people who may be religious, who have a strong beliefs, also sometimes tend to believe that it is only them that bad things are happening to. And then that's a controversial discussion which I don't want to go to. So why is human HNs important to us? It is because passive learning is what most of the people do in the society, whereby we have inherited some scripts and those scripts are not working anymore. So what can be the alternative? It's just intentional living. You decide that, okay, this thing is not working. So what works for us? You make an intentional decision. You stop waiting for someone to give you an opportunity and you start creating an opportunity. You stop blaming, then you start building. And as you know, I have been writing these long posts that we do not have short of skills in Africa. We have them. And the only challenge which we have is access to those opportunities. And the reason as to why we are not having access to those opportunities is because we cannot organize ourselves, believe in ourselves, and in a way that by the end of the day, we can be able to access those opportunities. Then it is very important for us to know that this is an intentional decision which someone has to make. It's an intentional decision because in our life, the scripts, the roadmaps which we have from our parents and the society, freelancing is none of them. And there is no script like you can just decide to make your own roadmap, leave it and make something out of it. And maybe while you are walking that journey, by the end of the day, you will be able to create a roadmap, which is an alpha, and others are going to use and make a reference that this one decided this once, it worked or it didn't work. And if it didn't work, it didn't work because of this and that. So in summary, we have around 60% of people who are under 25 at the moment in Africa. You can go and confirm those statistics. And of course, we have 54 nations with 1.4 billion people. And then the creative potential is infinite. We have so many people who are interested in opportunities, but they don't know how to get there because they are still living the old script, which doesn't work. So the question is not whether Africa has what it takes. The question is who will be building the environments that unlock it. And it is us, because nobody is going to come for us. Some of you who are here, I've been looking for opportunities in data annotation AI training. Some of you have tried Upwork. Others have actually tried Fiverr, and they are not succeeding. But then there are also other people who have successfully managed to navigate these platforms and they can get these opportunities. But as obvious, there is an analogy which was going around that there is an African who lost something like a gold. Then that African decided to isolate the rats which he believed had. And when they called someone to come and identify which one had actually swallowed the gold, the person who came directly went to the one which had swallowed. And the other guy was asking, how did you know that this is the one we just swallowed it? And they told him, no, see, in Africa, if you can be able to make it in life, you would definitely isolate yourself from other people, preparing ourselves psychologically to access those opportunities in helping other people. So that's why I'm saying that who is going to unlock it if it's not us? And that is actually what we are doing under WeDemo Africa. And for that reason, let me introduce to you what's WeDemo Africa. We demonstrate, and then we are building and we are leading ourselves, not really other people. We, collective, no one builds an agents alone. Nobody. We rise together. And I believe in that strongly. And we are demonstrating what we are doing. We show up, we prototype, we prove. And if some of you have been following me, what I do on the GigSub channel, that is the exactly thing which we are doing. And I'm not doing it alone. I am doing it with you and other people who are interested in building it in our context. And one of the things which I don't like is just like selling mission or vision, like ambitions, like how we are going to do it. We have sat down and we have built the softwares, the structures in place, and these programs which are going to help us do it. So our mission is to cultivate a generation of intentional agents, Africans who build solutions, lead communities, and shape the future of the continent. We believe that when enough Africans operate from high agents, when enough of us stop waiting and start building, the transformation of this continent is inevitable. And that is exactly what we are doing. So we are working with young people who see themselves as creators, not just consumers. We are building communities that are solving our own problems. And also we are leveraging on the skills which we have obtained so far, the exposure which we have, and we are trying to help ourselves, not really waiting for someone else to help us. Maybe get a question before I introduce you and how we are working. I welcome you to give a feedback before we proceed. Patrick, so what I'm doing right now is to introduce to you how we are working at WeDemo Africa so that we can help ourselves be psychologically ready for freelancing. And we are using frameworks which have been built by different and human agents. And the first thing which we do under WeDemo Africa is we take anyone who is interested in freelancing through the mindset shift, the psychological readiness, so that they can change. You know, our mind is just like a software. And even like the phones which we use, they always need a software update. It's the same thing which we human beings go through. See, if we follow the script which is not working, and it does not work out to this time, then it means that we need to do something so that we can update ourselves to the current happenings, whatever is happening in the side at the moment. See, if we were promised that you can excel academically, excel all through and then get opportunities, and we are not finding opportunities, and then it means like there's something which we are going to do so that we can move out of that mindset into the current issues. So the first thing which we do is that psychological readiness under the mindset shift, whereby we are using this education. I normally have conversations with people. I work around the people who I'm building for so that we can do contextual diagnosis, whereby we teach the mindset and the frameworks of high agents. I have told you that I've written a book, which I show you here, this one. I use this book for contextual analysis because it covers stories around freelancing since I started it. And I've been freelancing, not only in freelancing, in some of the main things which people do online to make money. Because after I tried copywriting in 2015, it didn't work. I went back to streets and joined motoring as a tout for like 1 month. Then I went to the parcels office. I worked there. And then after I worked there, it was not very promising. The job ended, and then I came back and I joined local Bitcoins. I did B2P local Bitcoins when Bitcoin was around 125K. One Bitcoin. Then have a Bitcoin, please. But then I knew it when it was. Then I did P2P trading for a while. And then I got money. And because it was very unstable and a lot of restrictions, I got money to go back to freelancing now this time with a Rev transcription company. So after doing that one, I also happened that time to know Amazon Mechanical Turk. Amazon Mechanical Turk was a micro tasks platform like the AI, which we are doing right now. Then I opened the workstation and tried to scale that business that time. I ended up in startups, and I've been building startups now, solving the problems which I had experienced. I have captured a lot of stories here around freelancing, right from campus up to the time when I came out and then went to Accra to go and to build some of the startups. So we do that contextual analysis using that book here, and we combine it with another book written by Professor Carrie Newbold. This book, which talks about being so good they can't ignore you. Why skills trump passion in a quest for the work you love. This is a strong book which I'm recommending to anyone because it actually applies to us. When we were in high school or in primary, when we were growing up, we were being told that follow your passion, or find your passion, then you will make it in life. But then you realize that if you're going to follow your passion here in Africa, the person who wrote this book is in the US, but he wrote it and it works perfectly for us. I've gone through the book and I strongly believe it, and we have combined it under the WeDemo Africa, whereby we do not start with skills, we start with the mindset update. And the reason as to why we are doing this one is because we know that most of us have gone to university. We have skills. Wherever you want to take and enter certain institution, you have skills and you can use those skills to freelance. But then that is not the main challenge. The main challenge is the psychological readiness, being prepared to go and freelance, and how you are going to navigate that ecosystem. So that is where we are not interested in skills. You can get skills wherever you want, but when it comes to being ready to freelance, it becomes a challenge. And those are some of the things which I share, especially if you're in GigsUp community. It's still up to now. I can even give you an example. So when I posted this project, he has accepted actually. There was a challenge because it took a lot of time you can see the difference from 6:34 to 7:55 to respond to the invite which I had given them for this project. We still struggle to find people who can deliver quality for the projects which we get from the platforms which we are freelancing from. So once we do this contextual analysis, we prepare people with those frameworks using now the Carl Newbold's book, how you can build skills, not because of passion, but because you have identified an opportunity and you believe that the opportunity is there. Then you decide purpose to solve problems within that area, and you do it so good that people cannot ignore you. Career capital plus skills, craftsman's mindset. Like you are not passionate about something. You are look where there are opportunities, then you build a skill around that one, and then you become so good that they cannot ignore you. That's what we are doing. So the first thing, we just contextualize that you are in Africa. You just need to know that one. So you need to understand that you are in Africa and these are some of the challenges. Wherever you are, you can use that Hub and Dreamer book because it's a typical example of what most people went through to build careers in freelancing, digital work. And out of that experience, I have learned that you just need to identify a gap, then build your skills around that gap. You become so good that people cannot ignore you. Even when you have your gigs here, you deliver your first project, second project, you're good to go. That's building rare and valuable skills, and I recommend this book to most of you. So we call it step 2 of prescriptive action based on career capital frameworks, building rare and valuable skills with execution evidence. Now, the last stage where I found you guys is here. This is where now I'm getting people to take them back to stage 1 because people are not interested in this. You find a project on Fiverr, you post it on GigsUp, someone says they are going to do it, you give it to them, then they send you an AI generated. This is very true. They send you an AI generated project. A rejection or a cancellation on Fiverr affects your account's success metrics, and you're not going to get the project. And nobody wants to risk that one because it takes time, takes money, takes campaign, a lot of things which I'm going to share with you for you to be able to get those interactions with the clients on Fiverr. So I am getting people from GigsUp where in real life we are supposed to start from stage 1, stage 2, then we go to stage 3, whereby we will be having people on GigsUp to deliver value, to deliver quality. But because people are not interested in these ones, they're leaving the whole script, and the whole script is not working and they think like I can be doing freelancing on the side way, then as I wait for an opportunity, and then when they position themselves around here, we give them the projects. Without these ones, we get cancellations and rejections from the clients. So the last stage is creation and monetization. If you can be able to create a layer and a variable skill, we will be having you on GigsHub. And in GigsHub, by the time you go through this process, you will have understood exactly what it means to freelance. Most people mistaken it with value creation, and they decide to jump all these ones. You can freelance successfully, but then for me to come up with these things, these are the things we have gone through to be able to understand how it works without doing fraud, but learning through the ways in which we can navigate these platforms where we have limitations as Africans, geographical restrictions for us to get these opportunities legitimately. So these are the people we are working with, the students, the young professionals, entrepreneurs, community leaders, and people who feel stuck. I know in this meeting we may be having people who are working. It's okay. I understand. I'm also a parent and have responsibilities. You have to put food on the table. And if you have not seen clearly other ways in which you are going to make that money, you will have to stick to the job and you will not be doing freelancing. But if you made a decision that by the end of the day, actually, I want to know how to freelance, there is freedom here, there is ownership here, you can create and you can grow from being a tasker to a skill-based freelancer and then build systems like the ones which we are building. There are so many opportunities for us. Even when I'm posting in some groups whereby we are doing almost the same thing, nobody's having a problem with it. There's enough space. All of us can still find an opportunity to do or whatever we want to do, create and grow out of it. Because I believe like freelancing is a vehicle where you need to stop. You just need to freelance. Maybe if you start as a tasker, you go to a skill-based freelancer. And then out of that one, you can become agents, you become a co-founder, you come up with better opportunities where you can be able to grow as an individual and become a company. So I'm welcoming you to go and explore WeDemo. This is the WeDemo platform. You can go to WeDemoAfrica.com. You're going to see, and this is how it works in a snapshot. So if you enroll on WeDemo Africa, this is the entry pipeline for the people who are expected to join the GigsHub. You come here and maybe you use a roadmap. If you are in technology, business, creative, you can see your roadmaps. For instance, if I select this one, you can see the most important skills which you need to know. And maybe I will recommend for you these ones, but it has not been uploaded to the platform. And if you want to enroll on it, you just enroll on it and then it will take you to GigsHub. If you select, for instance, this freelancing. So if you go to Experian, you will come under courses, and under courses, you will select the course or the skills which you are interested in. If it is not there, there's no problem. WeDemo Africa, then they create their roadmap here. When you navigate from this place to the Experian where we are getting our courses hosted, you will find their course there and then you will work with them. Now, WeDemo Africa provide the infrastructure for mentorship. So the first thing which will happen is that you will go through the stage 1 mindset update, whereby you will read the contextual analysis, then you do prescriptive action. Then once you do that one, you come and select a roadmap which you are interested to learn, and then it will take you to Experian where the course is hosted or the skills created by other freelancers who you call freelancing advocates. Then once you are done with that one, because you're working with the freelancing advocates, they will come here and certify that you have gone through the program and they believe that you can be able to monetize and grow, including taking interview 1. This one will assess you if you have actually understood yourself and where you are at the moment. We don't want someone who says like expected to be here. No, where are you at the moment? Then it will take you now to this one, which will be guiding you on where to go to under the Kyle Newport book. Because by this time you will have made a decision, okay, this is where I am at the moment. The circumstances are like these ones. Then I need to make a decision. You go make your own decision based on the exposure which we have given you under stage 1 and stage 2. And once you make that decision, you meet your mentor and you start working with them. Remember from the applications update which I shared, we had like 30 people who are already making money and 67 people who are not making money. So we said after the second AI interview. Up to this level, The next thing which we are going to do is guiding you on how to apply human agents into freelancing as the foundation of freelancing success. But before I go there, I welcome you to ask me some questions around WeDemo Africa, the human agents, and how it's going to support you in your growth before I take you through the Gigs app and how we are going to apply the human agents. And actually, this is the summary of most of the things which we have said, because it will be very fast. So I welcome you to, if you have any questions this far. It's a complete system, AI powered. By the end of the day, I think whenever I get 10 to 15 people to work together, because even in Gigs App, we have only 2 people who have actually delivering projects. And today I wanted to try see something here before actually we proceed. So I posted this project around 6, and once I'm done with this meeting, we'll go back to the portal to see if the client has actually agreed. I invited from here. So when I invited from here, it analyzed the project and then it ranked people who are likely to do that project based on the project requirements and the pool of freelancers who we have. And it ranked this guy. Dabush is a Nigerian. When I was looking at his profile from the public place, he's a Nigerian. Then you can see how the conversation was flowing. So what I did, I just posted the project. Then I funded escrow. Then after funding escrow, took time. It took around 50 minutes to accept the invite. So once we are done with this meeting, I will go and see if he has actually submitted the proposal and how it is going to work. And I'm going to take that proposal and then share it with the client. But see, that is not how we are going to work. Gigs App, we are building it in a way that once we get enough traction, once we get all of you, people who are interested in working with us in building these ones, if you go and set up your profiles on Gigs App, complete onboarding, and get listed, then we are going to use our own resources and market Gigs App to the markets where we believe that you can be communicating with clients direct. A client comes to the platform, posts their project, then their project is ranked against the pool of freelancers where you will be one of them. You will be ranked. Some of the people who are ranked here may be in this session. And if you have seen yourself here, you can just talk. You can just give us a testimony. What do you think about it? So there's this Dopuji. I don't know if he's there. Do we have Fred? It's me. This is my profile. Actually, it was ranked number 3 because I do AI systems and LLM evaluations. Then we have Jeff. I don't know. Then we have Mule. Then we have Stefania. Do we have Stefania here? Hello, we don't have here, guys. And for those people who are here, who thinks that they should be here? Do we have anyone here who thinks like they should be here? Okay, so you may not be there because maybe you are not in Python AI data engineering pipeline for campaign search variants, this project. But then all these people who are ranked, there's no bias. Like if you have a skill and you have optimized your profile very well, then you will be ranked if we get a project. This is an indication that if you just create your profile, you complete your profile, you get onboarded, you list your skills very well, just expose your information such that when AI is making a decision, it ranks you. So if you're going to create your profile and complete your onboarding, then we go and market. Already we are getting clients from wherever the people we are working with. If you complete your profile, the client comes and posts their projects, and then you are ranked on top. Once you'll be invited to organization, you go and work with their team. Please try your best and make sure that you complete your profile. Applying human agents to your real life, especially the foundation of freelancing success. And we have already said that today is not a freelancing class. I have not talked about creating Fiverr account, writing proposals, using AI tools, but we have discussed on how you can intentionally make a decision on what's going to happen to your life subsequently. If things which you've been exposed to, the beliefs, or you don't believe in them, then you can decide to make your own decision on how you're going to do these things. And that is what we have discussed today. We already have one person who is actually freelancing and who has already made a decision to do it. And maybe I want to ask him one question. Are you willing to accept the responsibility if freelancing is not going to fail? Who told us actually? Just forgotten, sorry. Are you willing to accept the responsibility if the freelancing is not going to work for you?
Yeah, I'm willing to accept the responsibility.
You're going to accept the responsibility?
Yeah, I understand the risks.
Yeah. And if you say that one, actually, I can tell you from my own experience that the longer you stay in the game, the likelihood that the opportunity will find you. If you have made that decision and you have already made an effort to come and join this session, we work on those freelancing platforms. We are trying to look for opportunities. Then there are things which we are going to learn from you, others which you will be learning from us, that will help you avoid a lot of errors which you may be experiencing when you are trying to explore this space. Okay, that's interesting. Who else wants to succeed in freelancing? Atupe this testimony kidogo, atuambie, okay, this is the first time and I'm interested in this thing, and I think Patricia is one of them. I think, Patricia, you should actually lead us on this one. What do you think? Have you freelanced before?
Hello. Yeah.
Freelance, you made money from freelancing. Pata kazi hapo, unaambiwa deliver, unatumiwa do yako. Very interesting. Well, what do you think about it? Are you going to die with it ama pia script yenye ulikuwa umepewa unajua inawa? What do you think? Ni nini ya huku hujafurahia about this script which you were given that you are now interested in freelancing at the same time?
So on my side, I'm just interested in the work.
In freelancing?
Yeah.
Okay, do you think like you are going to take the responsibilities which comes with freelancing because it's not actually easy, especially when it comes to working on these platforms which are established like Fiverr, Upwork? Do you think like you are going to bear those responsibilities and succeed in it?
Yes.
Thank you. So anyone else who is interested in succeeding in freelancing?
Me personally,
Mhm.
I've been freelancing for like 3 years. Yeah, class training.
Mhm.
So I was into training.
You trade them?
Training AI, training it.
Have you worked with any of those platforms?
Now I've been working with the AWS mostly.
I have not worked with AWS, yeah.
So what we were doing, we were like transcribing, labeling, such stuff. So what I can say is it's a very good field. Put your mind in it, and the opportunity will find you.
Sure. Then, do you have a profile on GigSell?
No, not yet. I'm not yet created it. Actually, this is my first time being here.
Okay.
So maybe I'll go and create it later.
I normally get people asking me like on GigSub, do you have people who can do transcription? You see, we also experience other challenges. Can I get someone who can do data annotations? Can I do someone who can do math? But then I don't get those people because I'm building the startup, and I believe like if you want to be helped, also you have to help other people. Then the best thing which you can do maybe is to create a profile on GigSub. And once you have done it with your profile, when someone asks me, I can tell them, say, okay, I have someone who can do it. And I am encouraging you maybe to go and complete your profile, and you can actually reach out to me. We have a conversation because I'm working direct with some of the people scaling, interested in, they normally reach out to me. I'm encouraging anybody who is on, who is watching this one to do it. Yeah. So, I've been in freelancing before. Actually, when I was doing Amazon Mechanical Turk, we collected the initial data which was being used to test if AI works. And that time I used to work from around 6 p.m. Kenyan time to 10 p.m. and I used to make around $8. And then the good thing is that then my friend who had given me an account from US was not interested in any percentage, but I'm told like nowadays, actually even the Mecca, when I was working on Mecca, I was given 60%. And then I was working on Snorkel, I was given 34%. I felt like whatever I'm building may actually solve some of the problems which we have. Because if we are going to build gigs up in a way in which we can present ourselves as an identity, Africa, we can go and negotiate for those opportunities and get that man direct. So that is why I'm doing this work, and I believe like it resonates very well with me because I've also worked in that space. How much were you paying? Which percentage were you getting from training AI on those data annotations? Percentage?
It was the Kenyan in US who had opened
Mm-hmm.
accounts. Used to give annotators. You can us. Then he used to give us maybe for 50 per hour, 500 per hour. So it depends on the project that you get.
How much was he taking?
Most of the projects were $20 per hour, 25. So maybe actually it was giving us maybe 3%.
33. Okay.
3%.
Okay, what do you think about that? What do you think about it? But I get you. That is exactly what I was saying. It is very frustrating that you are working and then someone gives that money. Yes, I understand like it has a value in Kenya, but then the skill set they doesn't differ. If you are using some skills to solve a problem, it's not be subjected to where you are coming from because you are solving the same problem. I have been that standard, especially when I was doing on Snorkel, I was being paid 34% of $250. And then, of course, when you look at it, some of the problems which we were creating for the AI to solve and see how the difficult level are the same problems which people in the United States were creating and then getting paid $250. So the challenge which we have is that we have brokers who are looking for potential and then they take almost 70%. Excluding the taxes. And then my belief is that by the end of the day, we should be able to organize ourselves and negotiate for those opportunities. And also, there are other opportunities which have explored. You find like the client wants someone from Kenya or Nigeria or South Africa, but then those companies which are helping in AI training, they have not built their systems accommodating us from Africa. I don't know if there's someone who applied for the Maker project which I sent on GitHub and channel, and also the other opportunities which I share. When people try to sign up, they find onboarding challenges. So one of the things which GitHub is going to help us is to make sure that we can, on their behalf, solve the challenges to do with onboarding, product management, and the rest, so that we can also be able to get what we are supposed to get. Siku inawekwa huku alafu unaenda kuonboard unapata kuna challenge. So what we found about human agency is that you have actually to decide, the capacity to decide, act and own the results of the decisions which you made. And I believe that by the end of the day, actually, that is what most of us are going to do. For you to be able to come up with your own decision, act and own the results is all about human agents. So I want to emphasize that the first thing is the event. If you've been leaving a script and the script is not working and you have confirmed it, that's an event. So you have to make your own decision. And that decision which you have to make, you will have to take an action intentionally, and then you will be ready to bear the consequences of those decisions which you made. And as you know that most people actually want outcomes. I already told you back there that people don't want career preparedness or psychological readiness on how to freelance, but they just want to see the results. And I mentioned about people who are doing fraud and how those people are shining out here, and people are thinking that those people are doing freelancing and they just want to get the outcomes. Like, it is only that someone did not come and tell you exactly what it means for you to make. The people who are making it even in fraud are already in freelancing. They have strategically positioned themselves in such a way that when freelancing opportunities come, like, for instance, I can use the AI. Let me just use it. Nobody's going to do anything. There used to be people who used to do mashule. If you don't know mashule, go and investigate. So when you are doing mashule, you get so many edu emails. So they were doing mashule, and you know that's a fraud. But then they had so many edu emails. But these people at the same time, they had positioned themselves in AI training. And when Handshake said that we are only allowing students who have edu emails to join Handshake, these people read at and edu emails which they obtained from Mashule. And then they were able to create so many Handshake accounts, and they managed to make a lot of money. See, you can connect. When you're in the game, you are likely to get some of these opportunities. So, like, if you realize that one, make a decision, take an action, and then be ready to bear the consequences. But then we have the legitimate way of freelancing, and that's what I'm taking you through. You will have to learn skills. You work consistently, doing all things within this online space. You will face rejection if you are going to Fiverr, Upwork. But then when you start solving these problems as a skill-based freelancer, you will be better. First, it will be long-term. Then another thing is that opportunities may find you while you're in that freelancing space. So why most people stuck is because they have a divided attention. You want to be doing freelancing as a side hustle while you are waiting for a job to come. You have not made a decision. And that's what I'm saying here, consistent, that you have to make an intentional decision that, okay, this is the thing I'm going to hit, and by the end of the day, I will succeed. And you will only be able to do that one if you make clear, intentional decision that for the next 12 months, I am focused on this. One direction, full intention. And if you're working at the moment, you can be able to do that one. Anyone who is working right now, you can be able to make an intentional decision and dedicate to it. When I was at the Ministry of Education, so we can make those decisions and stop wishing and then dedicate to what we have decided to do, so that you don't get stuck because you have a divided mind. If you have a divided mind, you just make a decision. If you're working right now, you can make a decision. Okay, in the next 12 months, I will be out of this thing and go and focus on my freedom, ownership, and creation of value, so that I can be able to monetize whatever I know best. I believe you're going to make your own decision. The reality about freelancing is that this is the real thing. There is no easy money, no working from on bed, or escaping the responsibility. It is like running a small business the way I'm doing it right now. It's on Saturday. This is the time. I'm in office. I have family. Then after here, I will go and look for my families. But it's a business which I have decided that I'm going to do it as a freelancer. I have to respond to clients. And after this one, then I will give it to the virtual assistant to proceed for Sunday. And then on Monday, I will be back. So like, there is no way you're going to succeed in freelancing if you cannot manage yourself. So the first thing which you do is just to say, like, this is the decision I've made, and these are the consequences of the decisions which I make or the actions which I will be taking. And then I will have to live to them until they work. Being long enough, as one of us say, that is, he has decided that he will be in this game for the longest time. Okay? So this is freelancing. Running a small business, selling your expertise, building trust, and managing uncertainty. If you've been watching my YouTube videos, I talk about tasking, skill-based freelancing, and then system building. Here, especially on skill keys and also discovering yourself. WeDemo runs an agent program which is focused on campus students, and this is where we get them in. Especially those people who are doing data labeling. Those things are supposed to be done by students. But if you are out of campus, you're working, and then you should actually tap into the skills which you have, and then you will be contributing as a domain expert. And I have a course for that one actually, which I'm going to share with you with time, so that you can be handing at least $25 if you manage to get the account as a skill-based. And when you are a skill-based freelancer, it means like you can even actually tell someone, see, I am the one who is doing this work and I know how to do it. Just give me the job and I'm going to take 60% of it the way I did it previously. Then you can now scale it into systems thinking, where you will be building your own agents, you build your own business, you start working under people. You build startups, you can become a co-founder. And finding a co-founder in Kenya is the biggest challenge which I've experienced, someone who has been in startups. So one thing which I want to emphasize is that people fail without guidance, or working with people who have gone through try and error to know what they are doing right now. So guidance is the biggest challenge, and then accountability. That is the reason as to why I created the opportunity, so that we can be accountable to each other. This is the challenge which people are experiencing. Let's do it and see who is going through, who is not going through, and why they are not going through. Then, of course, the structure which I'm bringing through WeDemo Africa and the Gigs Hub, so that we can be able to create an identity for us and go negotiate, bargain for those opportunities that we are not getting because of so many reasons, including compliance, reputation, restrictions of geographical access, and all those things. Who are we becoming? Who supports us? Which these systems do we have that can be trustable by those companies which have these opportunities? And how do we access these opportunities? That is why GigsHub exists. Better thing is that I have said this one repeatedly, that freelancing is a vehicle, not a destination. You have to learn from being a tasker, probably student. You build your skills, you identify opportunities, build the skills around those opportunities. And once you're done, then you became a founder, agent, owner, consultant, trainer, or community leaders. These are some of the questions which I'm leaving with you. So go and have your own meditation around them when you're free, and then we are going to grow together. That is the growth which I'm talking about. And The question is like, are you going to commit for the next 12 on building this freelancing journey or career as a professional freelancer or a skill-based freelancer? So the honest deal is that as we are building WeDemo Africa with the GigsHub, where we intend to have the people who go through the WeDemo Africa and then end up on GigsHub. We have already built the systems. The systems are already there. And the opportunities which we are sharing, we are inviting more people who are looking for opportunity to come and post them there as we are building. We build a community. We have enough profiles, even 500, so that we can commit more resources to go and do targeted marketing in those places where we believe that we are going to find the people who will be giving us an opportunity. The only thing which you will provide is the decision on how you are going to move forward. Are you going to make an intentional decision, then be ready to bear the consequences of that decision, and then build your career on freelancing? The future belongs to people who decide and take responsibility. I want to welcome you to GigsHub. Please go there if you have not created your profile. Create your profile, did your onboarding, get listed, and give a rich information about yourself, what you've been doing. That when we are posting a project, before even we go to look for those people, you can be ranked top as someone who can be able to solve that problem.